getting the recording ready. A little bit behind schedule, but ready. So, are we going to zero?
You heard it here
Yeah.
first. Bitcoin is going to zero.
I like zero. Zero is a good number, man.
Absolutely. If we go to zero, I buy a whole lot
Especially when you're
of
short.
Bitcoin. Oh, that's the trick there. Nice. All right. So, how it went? I wasn't able to make it to your live stream today, but I don't think. I mean, I think that we have the possibility to one create a double top on the 4 hour, or two go for a retest, breakout, and continuation. Maybe the breakout retest of a bullish flag on the 4 hours. But how's the lower time frames looking?
Well, dumpy. Very dumpy. We can take a look at that, of course. How's everybody doing? Good to see you all here. Trying to get a little pushback right now. Finding some support at one of my key levels. We'll see if it does want to push back up. Might look to flip long here possibly. So want to see some strength come in here. We'll see how it goes, but you know, it's crazy volatility right now. I mean, hide your children, lock your doors, because Bitcoin is going to somewhere, but it's moving. That's the thing. It's moving crazy, crazy, crazy. So be prepared, right? Be prepared for volatility. Danger, exactly. Exactly. Trying to get a bounce right here as we speak. So we'll see how it goes. This morning, pretty wild morning, I would say. Let's see if this is gonna load here. Waiting for VWAP to pop up here. See if it does want to continue to give me trouble. We'll see. So look for a little bit of a bounce here, not just yet. We'll see how it goes. We'd like to see a continuation back up to retest like previous highs here. But right now it's struggling. It's really struggling. So we'll see if it does want to push. Very, very volatile day. So make sure you're using good risk management and all that stuff. So could get a bounce here, but right now no trade. Obviously breaking down this morning. VWAP's not showing. $500x long. Wild, man. Wild.
Is there any broker that actually lets you do that, like a 500x long, or something above 200 or 250?
Mine only goes 125. So this morning, a nice retracement in here. Mitigation of the low here. Sweep of the low. Okay. Not perfectly, but close enough. Okay. We got rounded bottom, bullish divergence, clipping, all the good stuff in here. Okay. I was able to, I rushed a little bit. So I longed this morning. What was it here? I longed here, got out, quick $100. Then I longed here half a position size. Then I added to the trade here and we went up. Okay. Very nice trade this morning on the live stream. So OC, man, you're missing out on all this money, bro.
Oh, yeah, bro. I need to wake up earlier.
Take profit, take profit. And then honestly, this dump right here, my God, so fast, bro. Look at this 1 minute candle. Look how fast it happened. Boom,
Holy
boom,
shit.
boom. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes. We're all the way down here.
Shit.
Boom, dumps on everybody. There was a guy on my live stream this morning said, "Oh, you don't need to use a stop loss." I'm like, okay, you're not gonna help yourself out, man. And then obviously here, boom, straight down again. So retracement, dump, uh, very, very nasty price action. Okay, very nasty. Not easy to trade this. liquidity grab, right? So the trend is down, so you should be favoring shorts right now. Okay, in general. But we were able to long this morning and make some money. Flipping short right now, it's a little bit overextended, right? So for me, I'm looking for a revisit of previous highs, continuation down. But what's apparent on the charts right now is all the liquidity below us, right? So we were talking about this yesterday, but clearly, if we're just looking at all of this in here, we can see that there's lots of room to the downside on a move like this, right? When you've pushed up, what is this right now? Bearish divergence, right? We're gonna have that on probably a 3-hour, whatever, right? But you're gonna get the bear div in here, okay? Which typically plays out to where it started, which would mean all the way down here. So I don't think we go down there. I think 81,000 is kind of a critical level of support. But for now, it's been, since Friday, it's been up only, right? And creating a boat ton of liquidity. That's really what we have here. Is we have a lot of liquidity in here. Now, we were talking about this as well yesterday, where we have really a range here that we have got acceptance into, but really hasn't yet. We're looking for that push up into here, 88,000 up into these highs. We're all very well aware of the range right now, so looking for that push.
Here to announce a big deal that
A big deal. Looking for that sweep. I think your audio was playing. Looking for that sweep down below. But bearish divergence here is concerning, okay? Not to say that we can't go up from here, because there are some things like the NASDAQ looking strong. We had a nice push up this morning, then a rug, and then now it's trying to push back. We have the S&P pretty flat here, and my favorite pattern of all time. Just trying to really make me uncertain. Okay? I love this pattern, by the way. And trying to get a pushback. So with Bitcoin right now, it's like, are we going to lose key levels, right? A good way to look at this is putting on our market structure. So we have flipped bullish market structure in here. We have not flipped above here. If we go to a 4-hour, we could possibly say that we are starting to try to flip bullishly, okay? However, it's only a change of character. It's not, to me, I would like to see it take this high. How do we identify that? Well, we go on something like maybe a 12-hour, right? Where we can see that this is just another lower high, right? And market structure hasn't switched yet. So that's something to be aware of, okay? Now, when we go into the short-term time frames, I mean, the movement is very sporadic, okay? So we came into an order block liquidity zone here. I think it's a local golden pocket. Yeah, 786. So looking for a potential pushback here. But for me, it's very much patience, because now I'm looking for a potential short from here. And then if this is going to be the top, then I'd be looking for a retracement and continuation from somewhere either in here at the golden pocket or breaking down. Let's see. Yeah, predictive ranges line up there. Yeah, so 382 rejection, that would be ideal if we're going to get it. But don't fade this uptrend, right? We're still in an uptrend here. We're trying to push. Yes, the weekly, the long term is down right now. But we do have a nice relief rally coming in right now. So this is good. It's just, is it going to make the choice to do this at some point? That's the one thing you must protect yourself against, okay? Because you saw how fast it just dropped today, right? It just went up here, everybody happy, everybody crying. 2% in like, you know, less than half an hour. So be aware of that. When looking at the price action, you need to understand that this is very, very choppy and not easy to trade. Okay. So a little bit of patience, only trading on key levels, reducing your position size. Okay. Trying to practice good risk management. Always. I think that's going to be critical in this situation. What are you looking at, OC?
I was looking at Bitcoin higher time frames. I know what it happened. Some audio kind of pop up and then fade out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was a hidden tapping here that I reopened my browser and it started playing something. And it was on output microphone. Sorry for that, guys. All right, so this is what I'm saying at this point. I do agree that it's looking a little bit bearish at this point. This is what I'm afraid of right now, which could be forming a double top at these areas. Let me show you, and let's just back up for a second here, that we could be having that either double top, which is going to be more evident in a second, but also we could be having some formation like in here, right? The truth of the matter is that we are above the dynamic reactor, but we are also not being able to break with strength this other trend line, the megaphone trend line that we've been tracking, all right? So that is concerning, all right? We don't have a strength breakout. Also, if we zoom out just a little bit more, we'll see this trend line in here, right? The white one. This is a very important trend line, as you might see, and at this point, we're not breaking it. I mean, yes, of course, we broke with what? 2 candles? 3 candles close? I mean, 1, 2, and 3 full candles closing, but we don't have a breakout candle. What is a breakout candle? Usually I want to see a big body candle going through dynamic reactor to confirm a breakout, right? So for example, in this case, the first candle right here, this candle right there, if we would have made 1 or 2 more candles, well, then I would be more inclined for a retest to dynamic reactor, and then off we go. But in this case, we broke back again. In right here, we just ranged out of that trend line. That's not good. Usually that speaks about a fake out. I mean, I could be wrong, right? I mean, we still have dynamic reactor in here. Something that is important, it is that we're now aiming, or we are at the green cloud right here on our oscillator, right? Another thing that I'm not liking it seems like we're forming a goose head, right? So right here, a goose head. It's in the zone where goose head should be formed. What is a goose head? Farther move to the upside before dumping. So do we have the room for that? Yeah, actually we do. So let's see it right here. Let me just bring up here chunky candles to the scene. And where is our next resistance? Previous highs, right? What is our previous high zone? Right here with this line is. So can we have a maybe farther move to the upside before dumping? Yes, we can. The only thing that could save us at this point will be dynamic reactor being strong, right? Why? Because we have a lot of compression. So at this, right now, what am I going to be doing in the 4 hours? I'm going to be waiting. I'm going to be waiting for this candle to come back downward here. And right there, if I have a flip of the ribbon or something like that, or aiming a little bit higher here, I'm going to be longing it. How far? Right here, all the way to 88. Despite we already have another ongoing entry. Remember, we have a 1/4 entry here, right? And then we have, well, we started with 1/2. Now we're 1/4. And then right here, we have a 1 full position. All right. This is it. Why? Because we've been tracking Wyckoff here. Remember, the spring, the first breakout retest on the outer range, and the second breakout retest on the inner range, right? So first breakout retest on the outer range. And what range am I talking about? We have been tracking it for a long time. Let me just bring it up for you guys. There we go. First breakout retest on the outer range in here, and then first breakout retest on the inner range right there. Is it basically in the half of that range? Absolutely. Where is the top of the range? Either here or there, right? So we can still have enough momentum to maybe break down and then do the bounce, as we could be having here, breakdown and bounce. All right, so let's make sure that this doesn't take you by surprise, because sometimes when we have a failure on the accumulation scheme breakout to the SOS, we don't get all the way up here. We get even below these areas here, and then we flop, and then we go all the way backwards, right? That is a chance. There is a possibility. So what could we be maybe looking for? Something like that to dynamic reactor. So are we longing or are we shorting from now? From now, I'm doing nothing. I'm on a waiting zone, all right? What's going to be my next possible entry? When I impact dynamic reactor. That's going to be my next possible entry in this section. There's a couple of more lines to be aware of, right? So the first line that we need to be aware of is this. Let me show it to you. Let me just zoom out. It is this trend line here, right? That makes the megaphone. So it's not that far away. The next one to be aware of is this other trend line, right? And finally, dynamic reactor. So what's going to be my next possible entry? Right there, where I have this little circle in my buffering zone. As you can see, I just slightly moving downwards because this triangle is this kind of like a weirdo shaping here. This weirdo shape is going to be my entry zone. All right, so that's going to be my slack for a long. If I start losing dynamic reactor, I will also be losing what seems to be at this point a possible neckline for my double top. So let's just zoom in, bring up chunky candles here. And if I just stretch it enough, we could be seeing that we could be making an M pattern. And what is the neckline of the M pattern? Of course, at this point is being marked by the dynamic reactor. So once I start breaking this, I'm going to start shorting it. So far for me, we are on a waiting zone in this right down here. It's going to be this one right down here. It's going to be my entry zone for my next possible long. So that's what I got on the 4 hours Bitcoin. I know it's not that much. I mean, it would have been a little bit more interesting, right? There's a couple of other stuff, like maybe we can have an up-ranging movement like this, range, right? But so far, I'm not really counting on that until we have more information. We also could be looking at let me just clean this one up. We could be having a triangle in here, right? Again, I'm not going to be playing it out, and that is because we have a lot of compression. Whatever happens is going to break. It's going to break, and it's going to be breaking out fast, all right? So be aware of that. We could be having that breakout to dynamic reactor. We could be having that breakout higher here and then dumped, all right? So there's too much volatility. And the 4 hours, there's no entry. And I would advise, if you want to trade this, if you really want to trade this, go to lower time frames, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 12 minutes, somewhere where Alex or Crypto is usually playing out at these zones. Because right here, well, what I do see right here, it is a bearish pennant, right? Usually this breaks to the downside. Again, it's not about the breakout, right? It's not about the direction. It's about the retest. So breakout, retest, you confirm your direction, and off you go with whatever you're doing. Nonetheless, we're breaking above the zero line. That is a very good signal. Let me jump to Ethereum, hashtag F Ethereum, but it's been giving us some money. It's been now bouncing from our previous trend line. There we go, breakout, retest. And I know it's a little messy here. Let's go to the 4 hours. Right, and remember what we just said, entering for a quarter position. Are we in there? Well, then at this point, we're waiting for a possible short scenario. We're having a very weird week in here, indecision week. Let me just clean this up so we can see it. Look at the big absorption zone above and at the bottom, right? This is a big indecision week. I think it's just trying to define based on the volume, residual volume from Bitcoin, right? So basically whoever is not aiming at Bitcoin because they felt either they're missing out or the trend has left, they're going to be pushing that volume to Ethereum. That's why we just don't see much of that movement. Another thing that I want to talk about, XRP. XRP creating one of the bullish pennants. Waiting zone again. I mean, at this point, I think everything it is on waiting zone. I haven't looked at anything just yet to actually give me that scenario of entry scenario. But one thing that played out very nicely, it was our link, right? Look at that beautiful breakout, retest, getting some highs, and remember taking profits. And then what happens next? We need to come and revisit it to see what, or to update our analysis. So let me do my zero lining here. Let me right click and lock it. And based on what we got, we have been knocking, but right now we're losing the war and we're flopping below the zero line. Be careful because Link is looking bearish to me, all right? Unless we start doing something like that, they're gonna turn around and I'll tell you, and I will be telling you to move to the upside, right? But so far, it's looking bearish. So what's gonna be my possible entry? Possible entry maybe on the way up, right here, position myself with a very short stop loss, so short right here, stop at the previous highs, give myself a wiggle room and aiming to the first high, meaningful lows. There we go, somewhere around there, right? But other than that, not looking to get that much out of this this zone. In fact, I'm going to be adding an alert, and I cannot add an alert on that line. Let me just do a manual line. Here it is. Lock it. And then add an alert. Great. All right, that's going to be for me for Link. And let me just go over Solana and ADA. Solana looking the same as we have on Bitcoin. It's perfect copycat, right? I mean, it's just there, but it looks a little bit more bullish. Let me drop in here my zero line and of course lock it. Again, it's gonna be the exact same analysis. If we are able to bounce in here, we could be going to the upside, all right? So this is what I'm gonna be looking for. But if not, if we start losing these areas right here, we could be going for a sweep of the lows, or if we lose the zero line, for a lower section. Where to? We have a hiccup, we have a high, we have another hiccup here. We should be having some strong either order blocks or support and resistances right here. Let me see if I can pull them up. Yep, you see that one? So we got them right here. It's soft, it's not as strong, but still soft order block. I think we could be having a, there we go, a strong trend line. So soft order block plus strong trend line, strong support. So that's what I got for Solana. And finally, ADA. ADA not looking as good. And why is that? Because we're aiming a little bit lower here. And you might be saying, well, isn't that a bullish flag? And I would say, yes, Chernobyl bullish flag, because the pole is not clean. Why is it not clean? We have this hiccup in the middle, right? And that usually indicates that we have a support somewhere around here, but this doesn't make sense for a bullish flag so far. I think we're losing the zero line. Let me just add it here. There we go. All right. And yep, we're losing the zero line. So most of the things are looking bearish. Until something happens, we could be turning around. By the way, ADA is going to be one of those that could be turning around quick, and therefore I do want to catch the breakout retest. This breakout retest is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be looking for this area right here. If I break out retest, then this is going to be my entry. All right, so I'm going to be adding an alert in here for my ADA. And that's what I got on both the altcoins and Bitcoin so far. Everything else, I'm just keeping an eye on the crypto bubbles to see what's moving, right? Holy shit. All right. OM. Again, do not expect that much of a OM. But 38 after that, that's not bad. That's not bad. I will say that. IP, all right, could be Ray, 7%. I mean, Monero. Oh, what a surprise. All right. So maybe a couple of those could be worth taking a look at. But other than that, today I feel there's going to be some sort of a long wait for the 4-hour time frame. What is your opinion about, Alex? About it, sorry.
Waiting is better than rushing, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's key. No, I like that. I actually was I gave some really good entries yesterday on Solana and Ethereum. I was on another show in the crypto world, so I had to bring alpha. Sometimes it requires me to give away all my secrets. But, I gave a Solana trade, so I gave this trade here. That
Oh
was
wow,
pretty
look at that.
juicy. That one banged.
Nice.
Easy move off the both. I gave an Ethereum trade. That very nice respect of the golden pocket. Okay, that ran up last night. Okay, up to here into our first take profit. Then obviously dump city. This morning, I am short right now. If you stop loss at entry already, I mean I showed you guys right off the beginning here. I'm short literally right at the tip here. We'll see. I've already hit TP1. See if it wants to continue to roll over. But let's take a look. Buck asked about why we got in long this morning, which is a great question. So it all starts with obviously the top-down analysis. What's the top-down analysis when we come to the charts? Okay. Asia's pumped. Again. They just keep stimulating, right? Then got bearish divergence here when we failed to sweep the low here, which is good. Failed to sweep. You got bull divs in here. And VWAP. Okay, so bull divs here. So you come down, you break structure. Now the key to all of this is why do we want to get long here? Is because when we zoom out, we never took this high. Okay? I'm only wanting to flip bearish until we sweep that high and dump. Okay? That's the plan. So it starts with the idea that, hey, we haven't taken this high yet. We still need to push a little bit more. And as a short-term time trader, that is a very critical target for us to take. Okay? We are still in a short-term uptrend. Okay, so that's also coming into play. Medium-term uptrend as well. Okay, so this to me is not, 3 drives here on a Saturday is not going to be the top, in my opinion. That's just me. Okay, I want to see SFP breakdown, right? Or I want to see 3 drives breakdown, right? I want to see, double top breakdown. Okay, so that's the idea this morning. So that allows me in here to say, this is the line, right? To say, hey, we've come down here. We're holding VWAP, which is bullish. We are in an uptrend. We have bullish divergence. All I'm looking for is continuation here. We mitigate the high here. We close above, so that changes market structure. If we're looking at market structure, right? Change a character in there. And we push out. I got long here in the morning. Got out here. Okay, it came back down. I was looking for a continuation trade, so I went half a position size here. I said if VWAP holds, I'm going to add to the position, stop loss just under the lows. So I added to the position on the live stream, bringing my average price down to here. I sat through all of this for quite some time, which was painful, right? Because it didn't go right away. It waited and waited and waited, and then eventually it ripped, okay? Take profit 1, take profit 2, stopped out in profits, okay? So looking to take the high, at least take this high, right? When we look at our other oscillators too, on the higher term time frame, you can see that we're very overbought here. You can see this, we're very overbought here. On the 1, the 2,
Right.
the 3.
They offered
it's
me
all starting to flash. Hey man, you're getting a bit over extended here, just like it was over here, right? So yeah, I am looking for shorts up here because of how over extended we are. But also, as a short-term time trader, I just want to grab that 1% move, right? And we got the 1% move this morning. Okay. Now, obviously, we rugged down. So once we rugged down like we did, right? Now you're looking for a continuation to the downside, right? As soon as you lose this low in here, now you're looking to short this thing. So you're looking for a retest continuation down. So you're trying to get short in here. And obviously that would have paid you there. I'm short off of the retest of the highs here right now. And we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm up 180 bucks, right? So just taking trades. I'm half a position size on this trade. I mean, it's a little bit more risky because the down move has really started to go. So it's like, okay, like you could double bottom in here. You could do something like this and bounce. You could flag out and die, right? There's lots of options in here. But I mean, just waiting for this entry. That's all I've been doing, right? Stop loss above VWAP. Now stop loss is at entry. I don't know if I can't share it. It doesn't give me the sharing option. Here's the trade. I'll screenshot it for you. Right? Perfect little entry, up 190 bucks. 41 realized, just to take some profit off, right? Still got 60 grand in the trade. See if we want to roll over, right? So easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Very easy, like risk management, right? That's the thing. Right now, it's like the market's going to move. I don't want to get wrecked, right? I think that's right now, if you're not getting wrecked, you're doing a good job, in my opinion. It's not easy trading right now, especially for like impatient people. I think they're probably getting slaughtered, right? Where they think, oh, it's gonna go up, oh, it's gonna go down, oh, it's gonna go up, oh, it's a very emotional market right now. I know because I'm trading it. Even me, I find myself, oh, emotions, and it's just getting back to the basics, right? Getting back to the, hey, if it goes here, I go short, my stop goes here, that's my trade setup. We're in a downtrend now, right? Looking to come down to the bottom of the range. Where's the bottom of my range? Well, if I'm looking at this, it's probably around 82,000. We got liquidity in the lows here. We got liquidity in the lows here. So stops along the way, right? And look at this. It's turning into a great trade, right? But it all starts with trend, reversal, mitigation of the highs, looking to roll over, right? And we're rolling over. Now I just move my stop loss down as it continues to dump, right? Because right now the threat is, if we zoom in, the threat is that we SFP here, swing failure pattern here, and we bounce and we go. So I'm just going to chase this with my stop loss, right? And guarantee my money. Okay. People are getting a little bit overly bullish, in my opinion, which is never a good place to be. Because when you're overly bullish on the market, let's look at some examples, okay? What happens when you're overly bullish? 2% dump. Overly bullish. 2.5% dump. Overly bullish. 2.5% dump. Ooh, bullish, 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 bullish. What happened here? 2.5% dump. Look how fast the dumps are compared to the pumps, everybody. They talk about this all the time. You take the stairs up and the elevator down. It happens time and time again. Because they need to wreck the people getting long late. Okay, so if you're getting long here and you're looking for this thing to go to Valhalla, yeah, you might be right. But they're not going to let, if your stop loss ain't below this low here, they're not going to let you get away with it. Right? You want to wait for these times where it dumps and then the trend starts again and get long here. Right? You want to wait for it to dump and you want to get long here. And you want to get long here. Okay? Because they will punish and they will punish. So you're waiting. You're waiting for trend to change. Then you're going to get long here. Same thing. Okay? Trend is our friend. Okay? But you go back in history, look at this. So bullish, right? Everybody bullish. We called this short here. And then boom, Bart Simpson, right? Bearish, bearish. Same thing happens when everybody's bearish. Okay, we dump down here. Guess what they do? Everybody's going short here, short here, short here. Ripped, ripped, wrecked, wrecked, wrecked. Okay? They do the same thing on the way down. If everybody's bearish, they'll send it back up quickly. Because they're trying to balance the books, right? You got to understand here. We have buyers and sellers participating in a market constantly, right? People are buying, people are selling, so right now everybody's buying this, right? Everybody in here. We're going to 100,000 again, 90,000, 95,000. Key levels. Everybody's long in here. What's the market going to do to them? Right? We have to think like this. Then we can position ourselves with trend correctly, but we can also protect ourselves, which is the most important, because we're retail traders. We're not moving these markets. We want to take our profits. We want to manage our risk, right? We're bouncing off an order block, liquidity zone right now, golden pocket. It could go up from here. We are still in an uptrend, right? If we're, you could draw your trend line, you can do whatever you want here, right? We are still in an uptrend. However, we have swept the highs. This is a key sign of a potential reversal, okay? Sweep of the highs, send it down. And there's tons of liquidity below us. So you have to think like that and how to participate in the market, right? We weren't shorting this morning. This looked like it was going to 100,000 this morning. But you have the tools to understand maybe it's your dynamic reactor. Maybe it's you need to do back testing. You need to use these tools, and you need to get used to trusting them. That's the hard part, I think, with any sort of indicator is you need to develop a relationship that you've seen it so many times that once you see it, you can trade it, right? Seeing is believing, right? And it has to be done with good risk management. You could say that as soon as we crossed over the dynamic reactor here on the 3-minute or the 8-minute, I like the 8-minute dynamic reactor, that we were flipping bearish and I should be looking for shorts, right? And then if I'm looking for shorts, I'm looking for the market to push up. So everybody's buying this and I'm looking to sell on their heads. Because I can understand what a reversal looks like, right? Here we go. Perfect retest. Dynamic react. I told you, OC, man. 8-minute dynamic reactor, bro.
Banger, bro.
It's so fucking good, bro. It's 8-minute dynamic reactor. Look at this shit. Calls the top. Same spot as I got short. Retest of previous lows. You got multiple confluences in one area. Look, 8-minute dynamic reactor on the way up. Okay, let's look at it on the way up. Right? You got long, long, long. Off you go. Okay. In here, turmoil. Nothing in here. You could have shorted it here, taken that down, but not really trending, but long, long. Let's get rid of the quantum reactor. I think that's kind of confusing me here. Quantum reactor is good too. I like it more for a choppy price action. Perfect. Perfect entry there, man. Look at that. And you don't have to trade based off it tapping it. It taps it higher low, press long, stop loss below the low. Okay? You cross over, you retest it, you're getting long. Okay? Same on the way down, right? Let's go and look at it on the way down. This is a good example over here. Short, 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 short. But you're going to use these tools and you're going to develop a relationship with them. That's what I'm trying to say, is that you're not going to come in here and be like, oh, it's an order block, I should press buy. No, you got to back test. You got to, you typically want a bunch of things in one area pointing in one direction. Okay. Trend is down, sweep of the highs, breaking down, retest of previous lows, OC retest, dynamic reactor, resistance level, bear flag continuation. It's all there. But there's like 5 things in here that gives me a chance. Still doesn't mean I'm going to win, but it gives me, maybe 70, 80% chance of winning. Right? And it doesn't mean it's going to dump right away. It could take its time. These are the things I watch for. So hopefully that helps you guys. I was looking at SUI for a potential long. It has dumped. Okay, so SUI. I did give an incredible SUI long over here. Look at that one. Oh, Madonna. That one banged perfectly.
Nice.
But this one here, looking to reclaim $2.18. Okay. Not looking too good though right now. So your next level down below is the same as before. So we're looking down here, $2.08. Solana has rolled over, but that is still valid in here at 128. This is a good support level, 128. Keep an eye on that for Solana. XRP, my favorite token of all, holding key levels right now. Okay, this is going to be critical. If XRP can hold $2, okay, the $2 level. Look at this beautiful chart, man. All right, beautiful chart. Probably the best chart in crypto. Look at that dynamic reactor. Anyways, I would like to see a retest back down to $2.04. However, XRP is chopping sideways. So if it rolls over, Bart Simpson, right? You got your Bart Simpson here. Rolls over, comes into $2. Massive level of support. Zoom out. Look at this. Massive level of support all the way through here. It's not going to $1.50 because I'm not buying it. Okay. But massive level of support. See if it holds. See if it holds. The VIX is coming down here, the volatility. So that's something also you should keep your eye on. Right now, as the VIX is rolling over, which means it won't be as, it's still, if we get down to 20, okay, we get back to some normalcy. Okay, normalcy is between 20 and 15. Obviously, we've been super volatile. Like if we zoom out on this on a weekly, guys, when we're up here, this is crazy times. Okay, we typically hang out in here, if not lower. Okay. Look at this. Recently, we know we're in the charts, right? These are typical days like COVID and days like, okay, so we want to see this thing come back down. Even me, I love volatility, but I also don't like getting stopped out on scam wicks. Okay, right? Because it's very much oh, I got to take profit again. Oh, see, I just can't stop making money, bro.
Nice.
Let me take half off there. Bitcoin rolling over. Nice. But like I said, this can be bullish divergence in here, right? So you want to pay yourself along the way because it's super duper scam wickety, wickety, right? Right? Stop loss trailing, right? My stop loss now is like right up in here at this previous low. So counter trading yourself is important as well. So like if I was to get short here, right? So this is dumping, right? I'm in a great short. Congratulations. Whoop-de-doo. Now, I'm going to counter trade myself. So obviously I'm taking profits down in here, sweep of the lows. This can bounce out. However, I couldn't look for a break a retest of previous lows and continuation down. Okay, so my stop loss is going to be just above that now. Okay, so I'm counter trading myself down, right? Keeping my profits locked in. Okay. All right, so rolls over. Now we do have key levels down below us. Let's take a look here. Yeah, so 84. 84 is one of my critical levels here. Looking to come down. We do have liquidity in the lows in here, so be well aware of that. But a big rotation going on right now, so it had to come for it eventually, right? OC has been bearish all week, pretty much. Well, yesterday you were saying it should come down. And last week you said it should come down. It's just a matter of time, right? How much? See, what they're doing is they're trying to build up everybody wanting to go long, right? They want to build up enough long so that they can send it right back down and make money, right? They're in the business of making money. They don't give a shit about our feelings. If anything, they want to make us feel something, and then they want to take it all away, right?
Absolutely. And that's not a secret. I mean, I've been, as Alex mentioned, I've been bearish the whole month, but I'm still looking for what I've called the light at the end of the tunnel. Remember the Wyckoff thing? We've been following and we've been longing it as we break out retest, right? And at this point, it seems like we're falling below that for our ADA flag that we were talking about. So most likely short for that ADA position. Hopefully we do. So I think that's going to be it for this class today. In the evening, we have a secondary class. Dagat, my friend, just let me tell you that I do care and it does matter to me, my friend. We're going to be doing a video especially for you, and I'm going to be explaining what are my layers, how do I configure my layers, what I have changed in my layering system, and basically what is the logic behind every layer to compare in the chart. So hopefully we can record it. I can record it this time without a failure. That'll be, I think, fantastic. And yeah, I guess I see you guys in the evening. If you are not able to come, don't worry. It's going to be recorded and also upload just like this class it is. So other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining. Alex, would you like to wrap it up?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow, and trade safe. Wait for the bounce. Wait for confirmation. See you then.
You heard it here first. Bitcoin is going to zero.